All right, good afternoon. We're here for the NCAA Pre-Championships press conference with TCU featuring Director of Equestrian Haley Schoolfield, head jumping seat coach Logan Fiorentino, and head Western coach Melissa Dukes. We'll start with this. This has been a crazy season with multiple upsets and surprises throughout the year. What does it mean for your team to make the top 8 and qualify for the national championship?
I think just very simply put, that's been our goal from day one. So very, very happy to be invited.
Are you excited to be returning to the World Equestrian Centers for Nationals? And what are you most looking forward to about competing at the World Equestrian Center?
Answer that one.
Sure. I mean, it's a beautiful venue, and it's the girls really love being there and showcasing our sport. It's a great place.
I think the parents love it as well.
It's very fan friendly.
What has your team done to prepare for the competition in Ocala?
I think we kept doing the same that we've been doing all season. We really commit to what's been working, and athletes have continued to push themselves and each other and really are focused in on these national championships.
What have been some of the challenges of the 2022-2023 season?
The weather.
Yeah, the weather. But I think on a more practical note, the team has, I think, felt a lot of pressure with their high ranking and have really used it as a tool to keep themselves sharp and pushing and enjoyed that.
What have been your team's strengths throughout the season, and how can these things help your team be successful at the national championship?
Their commitment to each other and their commitment to this season has really been outstanding. And they ride for each other. They ride for TCU, and that commitment and that level of passion for what they're doing, it's contagious. And I think that's where you see those extra special moments come out in those rides.
They're really one for all and all for one, and it's really fun and exciting to watch that.
I think we saw that right from the first meet, where it came right down to the last ride, and there was no quit in any of those athletes, and they were doing it. They weren't doing it for themselves; they were doing it for their teammates, and that was the most amount of fun
Very
as
impressive.
a coach to see that.
What are you expecting to see from your team as you begin competition?
Just continuing to ride for and with each other and at the high level that we've been practicing and preparing for all season, and especially leading up to traveling to Florida.
And now to review TCU season as a whole. This year has generated an ever-growing list of program feats, including achieving the #1 overall team ranking, downing 8 ranked opponents in a regular season, and finishing undefeated at home. In addition to the success in the arena, what has made this season particularly memorable?
I think the chemistry and the bond of our athletes, the horsemanship team has been riding together for 3 years now. And they know each other so well. The fences and the flat squad is kind of an OG crew as well. And they just really ride for and with each other and know each other's routines and moods and strengths so very well.
They help each other,
Yeah.
but yet they're fierce when they go in the arena.
And I think the most exciting thing has been this group of athletes. I think every year we say that this is one of our favorite groups, and this is one of our best teams ever. And we're going to keep saying that each year. But I think this year it's a special group of athletes, and it's a special group who have come together. And it's not just the group that competes. It's the entire team, and they push each other in practice. They push each other in the weight room, and they lift each other up on meet day. And that energy is contagious, and it really does carry them through.
Where has the growth that this team has enjoyed over the last 2 years been most evident this season?
Personally, I think it's been in their physical strength, and their weight room training has really helped elevate them to the next level. And they believe in its importance and give their all in the weight room, and that transfers right over into their practice on the horses.
We can't thank Coach Taylor enough, and he's not just helping them in the weight room, but they will run through a brick wall after workouts. He's inspiring. Yeah, he's inspiring, and he motivates them, and he believes in them as well. And that's been huge.
Now you're entering the national championship undefeated in Western, 13-0-1 overall record. What has enabled that group to ride with such consistency all season?
Just their desire to be the best and ride the best. Like I said before, they're fierce. I think the whole team, it's so fun as a coach to see them pull together and work together. But it is very impressive that, the whole team has had such a good record this year. Yeah, and all 5 of mine are All-Americans this year. So I just had to put that in there. So that's really exciting.
But they lift each other up.
Yeah.
And then they believe in each other. And I think everyone on this team believes that the person standing next to them is the best rider in the country. And they trust each other and they believe in each other. And you can't overlook that.
And speaking of that, fences is another strong point, having been victorious 11 times in the regular season. What does that group of 5 in your jumping seat contingent need to do in Florida to be that X factor and ignite a deep run through the bracket?
That's a great question. And what they're practicing is setting a really high standard for their opponents to have to go chase and taking the risk and doing it smoothly and confidently.
Now, 8 of your athletes were honored as NCEA All-Americans, and an additional 7 received all Big 12 rider citations. How does that abundance of postseason accolades help illustrate the program's rise into a national championship contender?
I think it's just very validating. And after a tough Big 12s, it's extra validation for those athletes to look back and recognize and remember how powerful their season was and how good they are.
And lastly, all but one of your All-Americans has multiple years of eligibility remaining. Is it fair to say that even while enjoying one of the most successful seasons in program history, this team still has not peaked or reached its ultimate ceiling?
Oh, for sure. I think the best is yet to come.